You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, a tractor trailer overturns carrying 30,000 pounds of coffee creamer.
But first, a special community dinner and Neosho brings hundreds of people together on Christmas Day, serving up more than just a meal.
And take a look at this, fog building in for some of us, patchy dense fog out there. Excuse me, patchy dense fog out there as well. We got to look at your forecast coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Samantha Walker.
I'm Chris Warner. It's Friday. It's just after 7, December 26th. You can't see it. We can't see it, but I can see it. You can see it. There's something above us. It's very, very festive. Well, happy festive day. It's Friday. Hopefully you had a great Christmas out there.
Yes.
We got some fog out there to deal with. And I don't know why. I am almost 39 and I still get voice cracks. And I don't know why. I never really grew up, so maybe that's it. So that's why. Fog!
You know, you were talking about fog and you had a frog in your throat.
Yeah.
It was froggy fog.
Let's just check out. Well, hey, you know, a lot of folks, though, spending some time together on the holidays.
Yeah.
And some folks needing a little more fellowship around the holidays.
You know, like you were saying, families gather across the 4 states to celebrate Christmas, but a special community dinner and Neosho brings hundreds of people together on Christmas Day, serving up more than just a meal.
It's a heartfelt tradition of giving and support. KOAM's Blake Gully has all the tasty details.
As families across the 4 states gathered to celebrate Christmas, residents in and around Neosho came together for a Christmas Day community dinner.
We need to remember what Christmas is about. We're servants. We're supposed to serve one another. We're supposed to help other people. I mean, the presents are fine, but what's the present about? It's about giving. And so here we are giving to the community, helping people out that they don't have anywhere to go this Christmas.
Behind every plate served, it's months of preparation. Organizers say planning begins 3 weeks after Christmas, and it takes a village of volunteers to ensure this Christmas dinner happens each year.
Here in 3 weeks, we'll have the organizational meeting where all these people now come together. We have a meal, we sit down, and we plan for next year. There's a lot of folks that just walk in the door and bring their families and said, hey, we've had our Christmas, how can we help?
For the Henry family, opening gifts on Christmas Eve is tradition, but so is giving back, volunteering at the community Christmas dinner year after year.
Every year for the past probably 7 years, my family's been volunteering here on Christmas Day just to serve those in the community. We see a lot of homebound people that are lonely, a lot of people that have lost their loved ones that spend the holidays with me, so it's very important for us.
A day of giving back, one plate at a time. Reporting in Neosho, Blake Gully, KOAM News.
Well, the community Christmas has now been serving Neosho for 25 years, and organizers say they plan to keep the tradition going for years to come.
Now, in addition to dining in, volunteers delivered more than 250 meals. Talk about an impressive outreach there and a great connection for the community and for those that maybe don't have family in the area, don't have friends nearby to go see. So a great way to bring the community together.
And get into that holiday spirit, especially important when it doesn't feel like the holidays.
Oh my gosh, tell me about it. Joplin yesterday, record high of 72 back in 2016. We beat it by a long shot, 79. The recorded high in Joplin. Of course, not the only record high in the area broken, but just kind of wild. And now this morning, take a look at this. We've got that. Dense fog. You remember at the start of the show, like that's only been 4 minutes ago, you could see that cell phone tower, that little radio tower back there. It's gone now. I mean, I know the tower's still there, but you know what I mean? Like, this is thickened up fast. That's the whole point. When we say rapidly changing visibilities, this shot changed a lot in just 4 minutes. All right? You need to slow down. And then take a look. You head a little further to the south and east. You'd never know that off in the distance, there's some pretty dense fog. And here's another view of it. So this is 171 vanishing off to the east here. The KDOT camera, you can see again how thick that fog got and how quickly it happened. So that's why we want you to slow down. Low beams, not your high beams. Fog lights if you've got them. And watch out for rapidly changing visibilities. I know Pittsburgh and Joplin aren't next door to each other, but it's still, in the grand scheme of things, it's not a great distance from there to here. And that's a pretty big change in visibility in short time. And this is where the dense fog had been here. It has now shifted northeast. So Fort Scott, Pittsburgh now down just under a mile. So most of Crawford, parts of Bourbon, Vernon, Barton, and northern Cherokee counties, we have this dense fog. That's a big stretch of 69 really all through Crawford County and the majority of Bourbon County if you're traveling this morning. And again, as you saw on the KDOT camera there at 171, if you're coming into Pittsburgh from the Joplin area, need to be prepared for that dense fog out there. Temperatures look like this: 61 in Joplin, 55 in Pittsburgh, and around the region we've been a little cooler off to the northwest. Yates Center, cold spot again, down to 43. Our average high this time of year is about 46. So you're a little below average for the high. Same in Iola, 44. Chanute at 47, 48 in Neodesha. And you head south and east, we can get some upper 50s and low 60s. Once we get through the fog, we are looking at clear to mostly clear skies. And for the first time in a couple of days, wind's expected to be calm through the majority of our Friday. We won't see them pick up again a bit until overnight tonight. And again, just a passing cloud here or there. We'll be about 61 by 9, near 70 by noon. Highs today, a little cooler than yesterday, but still well above normal. Low mid 70s, again, calm winds. Now, it'll be mild tonight, really warm again tomorrow, really warm again tomorrow night, pretty warm to start Sunday. We have a cold front coming in by Sunday afternoon, bringing some pretty big changes. Details on that in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. A tractor trailer overturned in Seneca, Missouri, carrying 30,000 pounds of coffee creamer. Late last night, authorities responded to reports of a rollover on Missouri 43. The vehicle dropped its tires off the right side of the road and overturned when trying to get back onto the roadway. The driver was not injured, and Missouri 43 will be closed until further notice. Well, a funeral director and an office worker just scored millions of social media fans. Their strategy catches the eye of Michael Bublé and major brands. Find out now how they did it.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
It all started with a Sam Smith song and a dream. Alfonso Foster and Mario Love took the Quit Your Job social media challenge and gave it a twist.
How can we stand out from everyone else doing it?
Alfonso is a funeral director by day. Mario works as an administrative assistant. But together, they've created a brand built on being authentically and hilariously loud.
When I sing, I do like, ooh, like just to be annoying. And people like noticed it and loved it.
When I first met him, he would make this noise like, and I'm like, it sounds good, but it's also like, it don't sound good at the same time.
More than 4.5 million likes later, they're now getting the attention of the industry's biggest stars.
We actually did a Kehlani song. We did her song called Folded, probably like one of her most recent songs. Did her song, she reposted us, she commented, she liked, and she loved it.
Big people like Michael Bublé is noticing this and seeing this. You know, he told us how much he loves it and it makes him laugh. Like, we're really onto something here. Like, let's keep going.
Even major brands are weighing in. Tide commenting, some clean vocals right here. JCPenney Portraits, do you guys do corporate holiday parties?
Let it snow, let it snow.
We don't do cuts and edits. We just...
All our videos are one take.
So are you going to quit your day job?
Absolutely.
Yes.
You think?
Yes. We want to.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, that is the goal.
But for now, they say the greatest reward is the inbox full of messages from people gaining new reasons to smile.
The takeaway, I feel like, is joy.
And those are our top news stories this half hour. Stick around. We're looking back at the best entertainment stories of 2025. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Well, topping Nation Watch this morning, President Donald Trump orders military attacks on ISIS forces inside Nigeria to stop killing stopped killings of Christian believers. President Trump said yesterday that he directed U.S.-launched airstrikes in northwest Nigeria against suspected Islamic State sites that he says have been conducting slaughters of Christians. The president called the launches, quote, powerful and deadly. Trump administration video posted to social media X last night shows a single missile launch off a U.S. ship. The president said on his Truth Social account that he had previously warned terrorists to stop the killings of innocent Christians, or, quote, there would be hell to pay, and there was. The administration has also put in place new visa restriction policies against Nigeria in the wake of the killings. Well, millions of student loan borrowers could soon see their paychecks shrink as the federal government prepares to restart wage garnishment for people in default. The Education Department says the policy is set to come back into force the week of January 7th. An initial batch of about 1,000 notices will go out to people with defaulted student loans. The Education Department says more notices are set to go out every month moving ahead. Under federal law, the government can seize up to 15% of a borrower's disposable pay if they have defaulted on federal student loans without ever going to court. But disposable pay can include things like bonuses, overtime, sick, and even vacation time. Officials say borrowers should receive a written notice giving them 30 days to respond before the payments start. During that time, they can try to set up a payment plan or raise objections. That's a look at some of today's top national stories. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:15 now on this Friday morning. Look at that. This is what we mean when we talk about rapidly changing visibilities. And maybe for noon, because these cameras have this cool ability, I can build a time lapse of this fog. It has thickened up significantly just in the last 15 minutes. And we're almost, as you can see it, almost zero visibility downtown Pittsburgh. That's why you need to take it easy. And when we talk about rapidly changing, we're not just talking about the fog setting in quickly, but if you're coming into Pittsburgh from Joplin, things are fine. It's not a hint of fog anywhere, and then you cross the state line, you get up there on 171, and then you can't see anything. That's why we urge you to slow down. Low beams, not your high beams, fog lights, that whole thing, because it can change very quickly, as you can see. All right, one last stop. MoDOT camera 20th and range line. But again, this is that whole point. I mean, this isn't Main Street, but if you were on Main and you go up and you take 171, it looks fine. And then suddenly it doesn't. And here's what the fog tracker looks like. Very dense fog. Pittsburgh reporting just under a mile, but as you saw in downtown, it's almost zero. Same at 171. So we have very dense fog into Crawford, Bourbon, Vernon, and Barton counties here. This is most of 16, in fact, if not all of 69, from the Cherokee-Crawford County line up to the Bourbon County line, heading up into Lynn County in Kansas. So you need to slow down and do be cautious out there, because then take a look around. Most locations are pretty good visibility, with that exception. So do be cautious. Now, once we get past the fog, it is another very April-like day. Sunny, warm. Winds will be calm, though, which will be a nice change-up. But today isn't what we really want to talk about. There's not much going on. That's why. I want to talk about what's happening this weekend. Overnight tonight, we go partly cloudy, south winds 5 to 10. Through the morning on Saturday, those winds will ramp up, gusting up to 25, maybe 30, and we'll see clouds increase. Now, again, future track is hinting at some showers as early as noon. Don't think that's likely. Anything we see, I think, will be 5 o'clock or later. It will be brief. It will be isolated, but a shower or even a brief thunderstorm will be possible. It's still very warm. With the gusty south winds, we stay very mild. Between that, also in the cloud cover, Saturday night into Sunday morning. Many of us are going to, especially into southeast Kansas here, you're going to hit your highs into the upper 60s and low 70s, probably between about 5 a.m. and 10 a.m. on Sunday. Then a cold front approaches. By noon, here it is, from, let's say, right around Butler, Fort Scott, Parsons, Coffeyville, we have this cold front pushing through. Showers and possibly a thunderstorm will begin to initiate by the afternoon hours along this front and then behind it. The front, by 3, sinks off to the southeast, Bentonville, Cassville. You can see where it is here. But then watch when we move this to 5 p.m. That front didn't move. Showers and thunderstorms did, but not the front. So we'll have showers, we'll have some thunderstorms out there, could get a strong storm or two, which we'll show you in a moment. And there you go. There's where those maybe some heavier thunderstorms pick up. But then look behind this. temperatures plummet behind this front pretty quickly. Now we're looking at a wintry mix. We're talking sleet, maybe some snow. Now, Future Track is going to make it look as though this is a lot of sleet and snow. Not as much as what you're seeing here. Now, it may look like a lot coming down, but accumulations at this point of any wintry stuff by late Sunday is expected to be very minor. The concern we have is with the temperatures dropping, the fact there will be rain that could very likely freeze on the roadways, and then even just some light wintry precipitation. We are very concerned about slick spots across the region as we head from Sunday night into Monday morning. A lot of folks going back to work Monday. You need to be prepared to leave early and slow down. Of course, we'll have the latest on road conditions from Sunday night into Monday morning. We'll be here with you on the KOAM Morning News, but it is something you want to keep in mind now and prepare for now if you're heading back to work on Monday. In terms of storms, again, it's an isolated shower storm tomorrow. Not much expected there. And that level 1 out of 5 risk for Sunday, I know that kind of wild to have the threat for stronger storms and then wintry weather right behind it. But that is there. Not expecting anything stronger should really remain to our east on Sunday. All right, for today. 60 to start, near 70 by 11 a.m. We're looking at highs today, low mid-70s. We'll go mid-70s tomorrow. Again, early highs on Sunday. Temperatures dropping eventually down into the 20s overnight. Only about freezing on Monday. So that's, again, the slick spots are going to be a concern as we head into Monday. It will be a pinch warmer on Tuesday, still below normal, but it's brief. We start warming up above normal, low mid-50s next week with some showers possible by next Saturday. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more right after this.
Well, today in Health Watch, 170 newly graduating medical school students are celebrating in Gaza. The Palestinian Health Ministry organized this ceremony for the new doctors who obtained their certifications through their work at Al-Shifa Medical Complex. That's where the ceremony also took place. To many in the Gaza Strip, the event embodies the dedication of medical staff there despite more than 2 years of war and the devastation inflicting the Strip's healthcare system. The event also honored some of the doctors who were killed serving others. Well, the number of alcohol-related deaths is rising in the U.S., even as the number of alcohol-related hospitalizations is staying the same. A study published in JAMA found between 2016 and 2022, alcohol mortality, length of stay in the hospital, and health care costs related to alcohol rose. The study's authors say alcohol-related treatment and prevention need to be expanded. Well, coming up, 2 Oklahoma restaurants rally together.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:26. I'm Samantha Walker. Well, the restaurant business is tough and competitive, but in Tulsa, Oklahoma, 2 friends have run their barbecue businesses for decades in harmony. So when one of them hit hard times recently due to factors out of her control, the other jumped to help. Bailey Coyle has the story.
Love for one another.
In 1993, Alameda Hill Stutz opened Stutz Barbecue on Apache. Just 6 months later, longtime friend Maddie Bledsoe Hayes opened Oklahoma-style barbecue on Harvard. From the beginning, the women shared more than a passion for barbecue.
We have a long history. I worked with my aunt and uncle at Pete's Barbecue, and she worked at Wilson Barbecue. And so we come a long ways together. We've never been competitors, never.
Earlier this year, Stutz saw a drop in business after city street construction directly outside Stutz House of Barbecue started.
After they started working, our lunch hour just went flat. You know, you get a few people come in. I had people complaining they couldn't see how to get in here. Of course, I lost a lot of business.
When Hayes saw what was happening, it hit close to home.
Well, 1995, they came in and redone Harvard. And when they done Harvard, people couldn't get to me. I lost a lot of business.
Remembering her own struggle, Hayes decided to start a GoFundMe, hoping to help Stutz recover lost income and keep a North Tulsa legacy alive.
I didn't tell her what I was doing, but we got a picture. And then I went back and I thought about, I don't know how to do a GoFundMe, but this would be nice if I could do a GoFundMe to try to get her in. My heart was really touched, and I couldn't believe it.
For Stutz, this is about more than money. At 84 years old, she still comes in every day greeted by familiar faces in a community she loves.
I want to be able to stay open so that people that come here as strangers and leave as friends, they can continue to do that.
Now here's Chris with a look at your forecast.
Yeah, we're starting with our live look from what you can see of downtown Pittsburgh. This fog has thickened up even more so, as you can see from our camera here. And so that's why, again, you need to be cautious out there. Slow down. Low beams, not your high beams. Fog lights if you've got them. And, of course, be aware of the possibilities of rapidly changing visibilities as well, because you can see from 7th and Rangeline in Joplin, it's clear. There's no fog out there. But then if you're I can't even, okay, here it is. I'm like, I can't even see 171 now. So this is looking east. So if you're coming in from Missouri, that visibility drops very quickly out there. So you need to be cautious, need to be careful this morning. MoDOT camera 20th in Rangeline, you go back on the other side, things are clear. Now, I know Joplin and Pittsburgh, again, aren't neighbors, but when you look at it on the grand scheme of things, the distance from here to there really isn't all that great, and that's how quickly these things can change. So very dense fog to near zero visibilities along 69 through all of Crawford County and into Bourbon County as well. So Vernon, Bourbon, Crawford, Western Barton, Northern Cherokee County. We've got these significantly reduced visibilities, so do be cautious out there. Temperatures this morning, 61 in Joplin, 57 in Pittsburgh, and across the area, it's been a little cooler off to the northwest. Yates Center still the cool spot, tied now with Iola at 44 degrees. As you head south and east, it warms up, some upper 50s, low 60s out there. Past the fog, we'll have calm winds today, which will be a nice change, but still on the warm side for sure, with just a few passing clouds here and there. So otherwise, a pretty decent day today. We'll be near 61 by 9, low 70s by noon. Our highs today into the low to mid 70s. Again, another very warm, but otherwise pretty decent day out there. We'll be warm again tomorrow, and then big changes on the way Sunday. Details on that in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Thanks, Chris. The unusually warm Christmas day brought people outdoors to enjoy the park in Pittsburgh. While we're used to bundling up for some outdoor time, some didn't see the need for a coat yesterday. Visitors to Schlanger and Lakeside Park said the mild weather made it easier to stop, stretch their legs, and spend time outside. Yes, some people would prefer a white Christmas, but these folks saw the warmth as a welcome change, allowing them to walk their dogs and enjoy the park.
Great. I'm from Texas, so this weather is like home. So coming up here and being able to wear a tank top and take my dog to the dog park is awesome, especially because we're still on the road, so we have a few more hours, but with the warm weather, it's great to just be able to go outside for a bit.
Despite the missing traditional snowy scenes, the warm weather made the day more flexible and enjoyable for some. Well, that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Shannon Becker gives us his top 3 big stories of the week. Well, welcome back. It's Friday, so that means we have Shannon Becker in the studio with his big 3 news stories of the week. Good morning, Shannon.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Hope you had a happy holidays.
I did. Family, friends, weather, wow.
Yes.
Great, great. Let's take a look at the big 3 stories this week. What's happening where you live? Tragedy in Monette, a young lady, a young mom, in fact, who spent most of her time growing up in Neosho. Clark Funeral Home is handling the plans for a young mother who was killed in the parking lot of an apartment complex. The man, the father of her child, then took the 3-month-old into an apartment. He was there for about 2.5, 3 hours before he came out of the apartment. More details as it develops. We also understand that baby now has a skull fracture as a result. That has not been talked about, but we've learned information the baby is in intensive care in a regional hospital. So we'll find out more details. Our number 2 story, KOAM News Now. It was a week ago this morning. South Wall, 4th Street, a woman now charged arson. So we went to this, it was about 4 in the morning before I come and do the big 3, and there was a little bit of smoke coming out of the top floor apartment. What happened is investigators alleged this woman here in the upper right-hand corner of your screen had lit an apartment door on fire, the exterior door, so she was in the hallway. Well, the building was remodeled about 20 years ago. It's a beautiful building and it has sprinklers, so she had trouble lighting that door on fire, but she's still charged with arson, which is a very serious charge, obviously threatening everyone in that building. Our number 1 story, the biggest story of the week It's in Springfield, just outside of Springfield. A plane crashed on US 65. There were 2 people on board. Both of them hopped out. They were all right. They even had their luggage next to the plane. This is video from a couple of our friends that were actually there. I was talking to them while they were there. I've never seen anything like this, especially here somewhere real close. It took about 4 hours to get it all cleaned up. The FAA is investigating, but they said they were experiencing engine trouble. They were traveling to Olathe, Kansas. And our bonus story of the week, I'm still talking about them because everybody's going to have their lights up, probably mostly until December 31st, maybe even the 1st of the year. Still got our Christmas light list. I went out last night myself and took this video in Neosho. I was at the big park. I was on Tabitha Terrace. This is a place that I've talked about for years, but I'd never been here before. You drive through their driveway, but it's a big U-shaped driveway, and their house just, it'd be so bright.
Yeah.
I don't know how you sleep at night with something like that.
Especially because I'm going to bed at like 7
yeah,
p.m.
that's true. And then you got this huge glowing orb outside your house. And so get out, enjoy the lights. Our Christmas light list is on our website. It's in groups, and you can just click on the directions and it takes you right to from where you are.
And now's like a great time to go look at it because, sometimes before Christmas, you're so stressed. And I have to make all of this stuff and I need to wrap all of these presents, and the kids are in 4 different pageants. But looking and driving around at Christmas lights is maybe not on the to-do list.
And also taking them down, maybe that's a good time too with this good weather. I don't know. Yeah. That way you'd have to do it when it's really cold.
You can be up there in your shorts and a t-shirt before this cool down this weekend.
Exactly.
So, well, thank you so much, Shannon, for joining us. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:40 on this Friday morning. Again, starting with this live look from what you can see of downtown Pittsburgh, where that fog again thickened up pretty quickly. Like within the first 15 minutes of our show, we went from being able to see some of this out here to seeing nothing. So you need to make sure you're slowing down, being cautious. Low beams, not your high beams. Fog lights if you've got them. And just be aware, we've got some pretty dense fog. And this is what we mean. There's 2 things we mean when we say rapidly changing visibilities. One is how quickly that fog got dense in downtown Pittsburgh. 2, if you're traveling from Joplin to Pittsburgh. Now, I know this isn't, Main Street or 171 on the Missouri side, but you kind of get the idea. It looks pretty good, right? Then you get closer to Kansas, and this is what 171 looks like. This is looking back east toward Missouri. It got very thick. That fog is very dense. So again, you need to slow down, be cautious out there because it may look fine for a minute and then it doesn't. And fog's spreading though. We now have this dense fog stretching through parts of Bourbon and Vernon County, Barton, Crawford, now through Cherokee, around Columbus, back down into Ottawa and Craig counties along Will Rogers Turnpike. So Miami down to just over 2 miles of visibility. Fort Scott under 2. Pittsburgh officially reporting 0.6 of a mile. You saw downtown Pittsburgh. Some of those visibilities are lower than that. That is 69 all the way really at this point now through Cherokee County, from Ottawa through Cherokee, Crawford and Bourbon counties up toward Lane County. You need to slow down, be cautious out there, and be aware of the rapidly changing visibilities that we could see. Once we get past the fog, today looks just fine. We'll have calm winds. We'll have a few clouds here and there. Not much to talk about. I won't talk about this weekend, so that's why we're kind of skipping through today because today's fine. Today looks great other than the fog this morning. Partly cloudy skies overnight. South winds 5 to 10 heading Saturday morning. Winds pick up out of the south, starting to gust 25, maybe 30 miles an hour. Future track again hinting at a shower or 2 as early as noon. I don't think that's very likely, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. Anything we see Saturday is expected to be very isolated and brief, but we could get a shower or even a thunderstorm tomorrow, especially into the afternoon and evening hours. But again, it'll be very isolated. By Sunday, we're mostly cloudy Saturday into Sunday, so we stay very mild. We'll have gusty south winds. Sunday, noon. Here's a cold front pushing through the area. Temperatures are going to drop pretty quickly back behind it. We'll get new showers and maybe even thunderstorm development immediately behind this front. It does not move much from 3 to 5, so the rain has a chance to catch up with it. Once the shower and potential thunderstorm activity catches up with the front, we could get a strong storm or 2 in our far southeastern corners of the area. So that's something we'll keep an eye on. It's not widespread, not expecting anything major, but it's a possibility. Then behind it, we get what on future track looks like a lot of wintry precipitation. This pink stuff, that's sleet and snow mix. And of course, the blue we're familiar with, that is the snow. It looks like a lot, not expected to be a lot, but it's not going to take a lot to cause problems. With temperatures dropping into the 30s by Sunday evening, and then into the 20s overnight with gusty northwest winds, rain on the roads, and then this is a possibility. We're more concerned more so about slick spots across the area from Sunday night into Monday as people head back to work. So you need to be prepared now for your commute to take longer on Monday. You need to be prepared for those slick spots. Make sure you're being cautious, you're slowing down, and just make sure you are keeping that in mind. In terms of storms, again, just the isolated thunderstorm chance tomorrow, not much expected. And then again, that level 1 out of 5 risk just barely clipping us in the southeast. Through this morning, 60 to start. Upper 60s by 11 a.m. Low 70s out there today, mid 70s tomorrow. Upper 60s, low 70s Sunday early. Temperatures dropping 20s overnight, only about freezing on Monday. So that's why, again, slick spots are a concern. Still below normal Tuesday, warming back up into the 50s through the rest of the week. We'll be back with more right after this.
Well, man's best friend gets a special Christmas treat in South Thailand. There's no place like the beach for the holidays, as these rescued street dogs are treated to sand and surf on Christmas Day.
Now, dozens of dogs at animal welfare charity SOI Dog Foundation frolicked along the beach and took a dip in the ocean. Volunteers there seemed to enjoy the adventure as much as the canines. They were in the ocean. I'm not saying that.
There was a name for the ocean that we do not feel safe saying on air with the pronunciation that comes most naturally.
Nope, not happening. Santa's speedy blunder may put him on the naughty list this year. An elderly couple dressed as Santa and Mrs. Claus were pulled over for speeding Saturday in Ohio.
The couple was on the way to their daughter's work to surprise children. The man told the sheriff the reason for his speeding was because he wasn't paying attention to his speedometer.
Now, body cam footage shows the sheriff and man dressed as Santa joking back and forth during the traffic stop. Santa was let off just a warning and took a picture with both the sheriff before both parted ways.
Look, we should know that Santa is quite the speedster given how many presents he manages to deliver.
I have no idea how he does it, man. I mean, I still don't get it, but it's impressive that he can.
Gotta have a lead foot.
Now, this is the one I can't ever say.
So Santa Claus has been busy, but not too busy to take some time and ride some waves in an outrigger canoe at Waikiki Beach in Honolulu.
Now, Santa was there with some of his helpers, and it's actually a Christmas Eve tradition for families and visitors who line the beach to take pictures and greet children.
And since it is Hawaii, Santa was in shorts and beach shoes, though he could be doing that here in the 4 states.
Yeah, he could have done it here too. He probably came in that outfit to the 4 states, and he got some help finding his way through parts of Louisiana on Christmas Eve. People living in the river parishes lit hundreds of bonfires to help usher in the Christmas holiday.
The unique tradition, which helps Papa Noel see through the darkness of night, also includes fireworks and food.
You gotta be cautious with those. Thousands of people came to witness the experience, which locals say has become a community event that brings people together.
I feel like if I was Santa, I mean, yes, the fireworks would look cool, but as I'm soaring through the sky, I may not want things exploding next to me.
I feel like that could be somewhat hazardous. Well, that was fun, and I'm going to go look up that beach name, that ocean name, whatever it was, and find out how you actually say it. I'm not going to try. And we'll be back with another check of your forecast right after this. Okay, so let's talk about our forecast very quickly. Now, hold up. I'm just looking at the clock. Is this right? The other clock I'm seeing, guys? I'm so sorry. Yeah. 5. Oh, okay. All right. I'm sorry. I didn't look ahead. There's something else coming up. Okay, let me breeze through. I apologize. We had a lot of time here, and I'm like, hold on a minute. Do I need to slow down? No, we're good. All right, sorry about that. All right, low mid 70s today, calm winds. We're going to go mid 70s tomorrow. Southeast winds occasionally gusting south winds occasionally gusting upwards of about 25 to 30. Isolated showers, storm possible. And then as we head into Sunday, we start early with highs upper 60s, low 70s. Temperatures drop behind the cold front. Scattered showers, thunderstorms, nothing significant expected there. But then we could see a transition to a wintry mix late Sunday. And our biggest concern is not with significant wintry precipitation like accumulating. We're not worried about that. But between the rain, the temperature drop, and the potential for some at least light wintry precipitation, slick spots Slake spots are a big concern from Sunday into Monday. We're only making freezing on Monday, so if you're heading back to work, whatever the case may be, you need to slow down. You need to be careful out there and just plan now for a longer commute Monday morning. We're still below normal Tuesday, and then we go right back to above normal, back into the 50s.
Well, you know, with how cold it may be on Sunday into Monday, you may want to stay in and watch something. And from box office toppers, music record breakers, award winners, Fox's Ashley Dvorkin takes a look back at some of the biggest entertainment stories of 2025.
From a bewitching friendship to Swift's engagement era, here's a look at some of the biggest entertainment stories of 2025.
Cinderella. Yes, Cinderella.
The indie film Enora swept the Academy Awards. The story of a Brooklyn sex worker who marries the son of a Russian oligarch took Best Picture, Best Actress for Mikey Madison, Film Editing, Original Screenplay, and Best Director for Sean Baker.
16 carriages.
At the Grammys, Beyoncé, going country with Cowboy Carter, won her Album of the Year, marking her first time winning the category.
You know who could.
In additional accolades, the title of People's Sexiest Man Alive went to Wicked star Jonathan Bailey. Travis Kelce popped the question to Taylor Swift, and the two shared their engagement news in August. Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco tied the knot in September. In celebrity splits, Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban announced their divorce in September after being married 19 years. In court cases following an 8-week trial, Sean Diddy Combs was found guilty of 2 of 5 charges against him. A New York jury found him guilty of 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution and not guilty of racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking. Diddy was sentenced to 50 months in prison. His lawyers were granted an expedited appeal set to begin in April 2026. One legal battle between It Ends With Us co-stars Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni came to a conclusion. A judge formally ended Baldoni's $400 million countersuit after he and his company missed a deadline to refile. Lively's sexual misconduct and retaliation lawsuit against Baldoni has a trial set for March 2026. It all started in December 2024 when Lively sued Baldoni for sexual harassment, retaliation, and a campaign to destroy her career.
It's Jimmy Kimmel Live.
When it comes to stars at the center of controversy, Jimmy Kimmel Live was temporarily suspended by Disney and ABC after remarks he made following the assassination of political activist Charlie Kirk. The decision led to a wave of debate over free speech, with many celebrities speaking up in Kimmel's defense. The suspension lasted 6 days.
But you don't know the life of a showgirl.
In music news, Swifties got a new album with The Life of a Showgirl, and only 5 days into its release, set the record for the biggest opening week for an album in the streaming era. According to Billboard, the collection sold 3.2 million copies, with an extra 300,000 units from streaming. The Weeknd's After Hours Till Dawn tour surpassed $1 billion, making it the highest-grossing tour by a solo male artist ever. Spotify Wrapped named Bad Bunny their 2025 most streamed artist globally, with more than 19.8 billion streams. The global superstar also goes into next year gearing up to headline the Super Bowl 60 halftime show.
The world just wants to bring us down.
Adele announced her first acting role. She'll be part of Tom Ford's upcoming Anne Rice adaptation, Cry to Heaven.
Anything you can dream about, you can create.
Banking big at the domestic box office, the brick-building, game-inspired adventure, a Minecraft movie, scored more than $423 million. Marvel released several adventures: Captain America, Brave New World, Thunderbolts, and The Fantastic Four: First Steps.
You can wave that wand all you want.
Big blockbusters back on the big screen included a return to Emerald City in the musical sequel Wicked for Good, and James Cameron taking audiences back to Pandora for the third in the Avatar series, Avatar: Fire and Ash.
And we will find another way.
Both high-flying franchises are potential contenders for the 2026 Oscars, hosted by Conan O'Brien March 15th, as Hollywood rounds out the year by rolling out the red carpet on award season. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
That's going to do it for now. We're back with more news and weather today at noon.
Have a great rest of your morning.